Picture this, a young man, fresh out of college, landing his first job, excited about the paycheck, only to find himself broke at the end of the month. The thrill of that first salary, the euphoria of financial independence, swiftly overshadowed by the grim reality of bills, rent, groceries, and the occasional splurge on a night out, or that fancy gadget. It's a roller coaster ride with the highs of payday, quickly plummeting into the lows of budgeting blues. It's a tale as old as time, the struggle of stretching the paycheck to cover all the expenses, leaving you wondering where all your hard-earned money went. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? But what if I told you there's a simple rule that can help you manage your finances effectively? Enter the 50-30-20 rule, a budgeting strategy introduced by US Senator Elizabeth Warren. This rule is a simple yet powerful tool that can revolutionize the way you manage your money. So what's the secret sauce? Well, it's all about how you allocate your income after taxes. Picture your income as a pie. Now imagine slicing that pie into 3 unequal pieces. The largest chunk, accounting for half of your pie or 50%, should go towards your needs. Now these aren't your "I need the latest iPhone" kind of needs. No, these are the bare essentials, like rent, groceries, and utilities. Moving on to the next slice, we have the 30% portion. This piece of the pie is dedicated to your wants. This is your playground where you can splurge on the latest gadgets, plan your next vacation, or indulge in that fancy dinner you've been craving. Lastly, we have the smallest but arguably the most important slice, the 20%. This is your savings slice, tucked away for a rainy day or for your future retirement. Seems simple enough, right? But how exactly do you implement it? Let's start with the 50%. This is the portion of your income that should go towards your needs. Now, when we say needs, we're not talking about that latest smartphone or designer shoes that you've been eyeing. No, we're referring to the bare essentials, the things that you can't do without. Let's break it down. Needs encompass the must-haves for your survival and basic functioning. Think rent or mortgage payments, groceries, utilities, healthcare, transportation, and minimum debt payments. If you're thinking, wow, that's a lot, just remember, these are the non-negotiables, the things you need to keep your life running smoothly. Now here's where it gets interesting. It's not always black and white when it comes to distinguishing between needs and wants. For example, you need a phone, but do you really need the latest iPhone model? You need food, but do you need to dine at a 5-star restaurant every weekend? This is where your judgment comes into play. It's important to note that the 50% isn't a rigid rule, but rather a guideline. Depending on your personal circumstances, you might need to tweak this percentage. If you live in a city with a high cost of living, your needs might take up more than 50% of your income. On the other hand, if you're a minimalist living in a small town, your needs might take up less than 50%. The key here is balance and understanding your own financial landscape. The 50% rule is about taking responsibility for your financial well-being. It's about understanding what your true needs are and allocating resources accordingly. It's about being smart with your money and making sure that your basic necessities are covered. So there we have it, folks. The 50% of the 50-30-20 rule is all about your needs. It's about ensuring that half of your income goes towards the things that are essential for your survival and basic functioning. So half of your income covers your essential needs. But what about the other half? Next, we have the 30%. This part of your income is for your wants. Now, wants are a little trickier to define than needs. They're the extras, the cherries on top, the things that make life just a smidge more enjoyable. They're not essential to your survival, but they certainly add some color to your existence. Let's dive into a few examples, shall we? Picture a fancy dinner at a swanky restaurant. Sure, you need to eat, but you don't need to eat caviar and truffles. That, my friends, is a want. Or how about a vacation? A week on a tropical beach, soaking up the sun, sipping on a cocktail with a cute little umbrella in it. Sounds lovely, doesn't it? But it's not a need. It's a want. Managing your wants can be a bit of a balancing act. It's like being at a buffet and trying not to pile your plate too high. The key is to indulge without overdoing it. If you're spending more than 30% of your income on wants, it might be time to reassess. Are you dining out too often? Are you booking too many vacations? Are you buying too many shoes? It's important to remember that it's not about deprivation. It's about moderation. It's about understanding the difference between wanting something and needing it. It's about making sure you have enough for your needs, your wants, and your future. So, how do you manage your wants without overspending? It starts with awareness. Keep track of your spending. Know where your money is going. Make a budget and stick to it. And remember, it's okay to treat yourself. Just make sure you're not treating yourself at the expense of your financial health. Now that we've covered needs and wants, what's left? Your savings, of course. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is our 20%. But we'll dive into that in the next scene. So stay tuned. The final 20% is what you put away for a rainy day. Or in simpler terms, your savings. Now don't let the idea of a rainy day get you down. It's not all about emergencies. This 20% is your golden ticket to the future. It's your safety net, your peace of mind, and your freedom ticket all rolled into one. Think of it this way. You're on a ship, sailing through life's unpredictable waters. Your savings are the lifeboat you've got stowed away. You hope you'll never need it, but should a storm hit, you'll be glad it's there. But it's not only about weathering the storm. It's also about enjoying the calm after the storm, or even the sunny days. This 20% can also be your ticket to a comfortable retirement. Picture yourself basking in the sun, drink in hand, without a care in the world. That's what this 20% can do for you. Now, how do we make sure that this 20% actually gets saved? The key is automation. Set up a direct deposit from your paycheck into a savings account. Or, if you're self-employed, set up a regular transfer from your main account. That way it's out of sight, out of mind, and into your savings before you even realize it's gone. It's like having a super efficient money-saving robot working for you. You can also use apps and online tools that can help you track your savings and keep you on the right path. They can give you a nudge when you need it and a pat on the back when you're doing well. Remember, it's not about deprivation. It's about preparing for the future while still enjoying the present. It's about finding the balance that works for you. So, you've got your needs, your wants, and your savings covered. Sounds like a plan, doesn't it? Now that you know how the 50-30-20 rule works, you might be wondering, why should I follow it? Well, let's dive into the benefits. Firstly, this rule is a ticket to effective financial management. Think of it like a compass guiding you through the wilderness of bills, expenses, and savings. It's a map charting out exactly where your hard-earned cash should go. Secondly, it prioritizes savings. We all know the importance of having a nest egg, whether it's for a rainy day, a golden retirement, or that dream vacation. The 50-30-20 rule allocates a dedicated 20% of your income to savings, ensuring that you're regularly building up this safety net. And lastly, it helps in maintaining a balanced budget. By dividing your income into needs, wants, and savings, you guarantee that every dollar has a purpose. No more feeling guilty about that occasional splurge on your wants. Because hey, it's part of the plan. Now don't mistake this for a rigid framework. The beauty of the 50-30-20 rule is its flexibility. It's more of a guideline, and you can adjust the percentages based on your individual circumstances. So is this rule a magic bullet for all financial woes? Perhaps not, but it's a solid place to start. A foundation upon which you can build your personalized budgeting strategy. And there you have it, the 50-30-20 rule, a simple, effective way to take control of your finances. Give it a try, and you might just bid your budgeting blues goodbye.